store.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're on the edge of your seat.
Tell me about it.
It's like, is the glass slipper going to fit, or isn't it? And the evil stepsisters almost chase the prince off. It's riveting. And then the carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. And have you ever tried to drive a pumpkin? Very unwieldy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Go to geico.com and see how much you could save.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
What did we decide on the flyers again?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I think we're going to swap over to over 75 years of savings and service.
Well, we're just going to swap over.
Yep. Pump the brakes on this, swap it over to that.
Pump the brakes and swap over.
That's right.
What, instead of all this I've already...
Yeah.
What are we going to do with these?
Keep it in your desk, save it for next time.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
And the Bulldogs in round one of the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament here from Pioneer Arena. Again, it's game one of our South Atlantic Conference Tournament doubleheader as both the Tusculum men and women finished in the top four, and in doing so get to host a first-round game. The women doing so for the first time since 2012. It's a Tusculum team and a Wingate team very familiar with each other. They met in round one a season ago. That time, it was in Wingate, North Carolina. They also met this past Saturday in Wingate, North Carolina, as Tusculum shot a season-low 22.5% from the field, but nearly erased a 15-point second-half deficit, and the Pioneers lost 51-47. A Tusculum team that routed Wingate earlier in the year struggled mightily from the floor this past Saturday. So a Tusculum team that's taking on a Wingate team that they just faced less than 4 days ago. Tusculum knocked Wingate off 77-57 on this floor back on January the 18th. For head coach Devin Carter, it's the first time he's been able to host a South Atlantic Conference tournament game, and he's never made it to Timmons Arena on the campus of Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina, where the semifinals and the finals will be played. But he does have back-to-back 20-win seasons, does head coach Devin Carter, a team that took over a program in shambles 5 seasons ago. He has a chance to make his first NCAA tournament. It would be the first time the Pioneers have done that in nearly a decade. A Tusculum team that's ranked 7th in the Southeast region. Lander is set to host if they can do good enough in their conference tournament, as they are the number 1 team in the Southeast region, followed by North Georgia and Belmont Abbey, and then 4 South Atlantic Conference teams in Anderson, Carson Newman, Catawba, and Tusculum. Clayton State, Barton, and Columbus State round out the top 10 of the Southeast region rankings. Again, Tusculum comes in at 21-7 overall and 16-6 in South Atlantic Conference play. The Wingate Bulldogs come into tonight's game at 17-12, 10-11 in South Atlantic Conference play. Tusculum in their home white with the black letters and numerals and the black stripe down the side. The Wingate Bulldogs in their road dark blue with the gold letters and numerals and the gold stripe down the side. Tusculum will jump center with Casey Johnson, the 6-foot senior from Greensboro, North Carolina, while Wingate will jump center with Talia Jeter, the 6-foot junior from Greenville, South Carolina. Jeter, the player to watch for this Wingate team, averaging 11 points per game. She's not the leading scorer on the team. That would be Hannah Clark, averaging 11.5, but Jeter just has a way of making everything go, as she averaged a double-double on the year, 11 points, 10 rebounds, the average on the year for Talia Jeter. As we're officially in postseason play, as they don't give us our allotted time for breaks and pre-games in the regular season, while they drag it completely out in the postseason, and we are finally underway here from Pioneer Arena. Opening tap controlled by Destiny Coleman, and Wingate will have an offensive possession first. Clark off of the left wing to Troutman, dribbles to the free throw line, dribbles in the lane, leaves it back to the top of the circle. Now on the right wing, this is Jeter. She'll drive on Sutton and lay it up and in. Jeter gets the first 2 points of the basketball game, and Wingate leads it 2-0. Me along with the basketball for the Pioneers, sets up the Pioneer half-court offense at the top of the circle. Goes off on the left wing to Brianna Dixon. Dixon into Sutton. Sutton double team in the low block. Will leave it for Arnwine for 3, and Arnwine knocks down the 3 from the corner. Jayla Arnwine knocks down the 3, and the Pioneers take the lead at 3-2. Near turnover in backcourt on Wingate. Double team trap in backcourt. Still a scramble for the basketball, and a 10-second violation going to be called on the Wingate Bulldogs as the Tusculum full court pressure forces a turnover, as it looked like Wingate was going to bring it across the timeline, but right at the timeline, they lost the basketball, and by the time they regained possession, 10 seconds had expired, and the Pioneers forced the turnover, and they have the basketball back in a 1-point lead. Dixon looking for Arnwine left wing, nowhere to go with the basketball, so she'll put it on the floor. Dixon drives, picks up the dribble, kicks to the top, and Sutton. Sutton thought about the 3, now gives it off to Casey Johnson, pulls up at the free throw line. Left wing to Jayla Arnwine, gets a screen from Mia Long, and she'll pull up from there. Arnwine's off the mark, and the rebound's pulled down by Troutman of Wingate. 3-2 the score, 8:37 left to play opening quarter. And That's a tough call going against the Pioneers. Troutman was out of control. She spun, fell to the floor, and they're going to get the Pioneers with the foul. And to me, that's just the official bailing out an out-of-control player. The foul, the first on Dixon. It's the team first against Tusculum. Clark gets it in. Entry pass down low, Coleman. Turn, shoot, shot, no. The foul going the other way as Maddie Sutton got the box out. And over-the-back foul is going to be called on Talia Jeter. That'll be her first, and the first team foul called on the Wingate Bulldogs of the first quarter. The last time these two teams met, both head coaches were assessed a technical, and Hancock got a little bit more of her money's worth as she was out on the floor near the paint when she got hers. Devin Carter just said, oh, never mind, and got a technical. Mia Long also got a technical in that game for saying and won. Mia Long has her shot blocked out of bounds from behind. Pioneers will retain possession, inbounding underneath their own bucket with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Head coach Devin Carter has said, I won't get a technical today unless they have a problem with me saying malarkey. That's the word of the day from head coach Devin Carter. Pioneers turn it over. Well, that was malarkey. Hannah Clark into the front court. Clark through the lane to the hole, lays it off the glass and in. Hannah Clark with the steal and the bucket. Wingate reclaims the lead at 4-3. Casey Johnson with the head fake, dribbles in, pull-up jumper from the free throw line is too strong. Dixon went for the rebound. It'll be out of bounds off of Wingate, and the Pioneers will retain possession. And Hancock does not like the call, but it was last touched by the Bulldogs, and the Pioneers will inbound on the baseline with Mia Long, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson picks up her dribble. Sutton will fire for three from the right wing. That one sidearm, no good. Rebound by Dixon. The Pioneers with a second chance opportunity. Mia Long drives. Kick out, Sutton. Extra pass to Dixon. Now to Johnson on the right wing. She'll dribble in, lost the handle, got it back, kicks it to Arnwine for three from the corner. That one short, no. Another offensive rebound, this one from Casey Johnson. Long will drive, a lot of contact, no call. Shot no good, and the rebound's pulled down by Wingate, but stolen away by Arnwine and Maddie Sutton. So the Pioneers force a turnover and have their fourth opportunity this trip down the floor. Arnwine, Johnson, Sutton, right wing to Dixon. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson holds it at the top of the circle, gets a screen from Dixon. She will drive, gets cut off on the baseline, kicks it back out to Sutton. Sutton with 8 seconds to Johnson with 5. She'll drive and throws it away. Another steal from Hannah Clark. Clark into the front court, one-on-one with Dixon. Will just wait on her teammates and set up in the half-court offense. In the lane to Jeter. Jeter backs her way down on Sutton, spins on Johnson, leaves it underneath to Destiny Coleman. Had it stripped away by Jayla Arnwine. Out of bounds, last touch by Wingate, and back over to the Pioneers. Neither team taking very good care of the basketball in the early going of this one. Pioneers down by 1 with the basketball. 6:35 left to play in the opening quarter. Jayla Arnwine with the basketball at the top. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Long back to Arnwine right wing. Sutton hands it off to Arnwine all the way to the hole. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Jeter, and she traveled with it. Jeter got the rebound, drug her pivot foot as she was trying to get rid of it into the safe hands of Hannah Clark, but when she drug the pivot foot, the official saw it, called the travel, and the Pioneers will have it back yet again. Problem is for Tusculum, they're not taking advantage of these opportunities. Still down by 1, 6:15 left to play opening quarter. Johnson, Dixon on the right wing. Puts it on the floor with the left hand, leaves it off to Mia Long. Arnwine, and right through the hands of Dixon and out of bounds. Dixon lost focus momentarily, let the basketball go right through her hands and out of bounds, and the Pioneers give the turnover right back over to the Wingate Bulldogs. And another nil steal by the Pioneers. Mia Long tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with Wingate with 22 seconds on the shot clock. 5:59 left to play opening quarter. Tusculum down by 1. Jeter to trigger the inbound pass, side front court for the Bulldogs. Nowhere to go with it. Finally goes to the top, and Destiny Coleman. Hannah Clark gets it with a face full of Mia Long. Clark nearly traveled. Gives it off to Willis. Now Coleman at the free throw line. Backs her way down on Dixon, and a foul is going to be called on the Pioneers. Foul called on Dixon. That'll be her second. It's the team's second, and that'll get Aaliyah Miller up off the floor, up off the bench and onto the floor. as Dixon will come out with 2 personal fouls. They're going to say she's in the act of shooting. She was in the middle of a spin move when she got fouled. There's no way she was in the act of shooting, as she was in the middle of a spin move when they called the foul. Unbelievable. Well, that goes for naught, as the first free throw is back iron, no good. Second free throw on its way. Good. Makes 1 of 2. Does Troutman. The lead is now 2 for Wingate at 5-3. Pioneers with the basketball. Miller gets her first offensive touch. And a foul's going to be called on Wingate, going against Willis as she pushed down Mia Long, trying to fight through a screen. That'll be her first, the team's second. And the Pioneers will inbound side front court right in front of the Wingate Bulldog bench. Mia Long with the basketball. Casey Johnson on the right wing. Sutton at the top. Waits on Miller to get free. Now hands it off at the top of the circle. 10 seconds to shoot for the Pioneers. Johnson dribbles to the free throw line. Sutton open in the corner. There's 5 seconds on the shot clock. Sutton turned down the shot. Mia Long will fire for 3. Rolls in. Good. Mia Long. It went halfway down, popped back out, hit the backboard, and fell back through. It was not pretty, but it counts, and the Pioneers lead by 1. 6-5 the score, stopping a 2-minute scoring drought for Tusculum. They've scored 6 points on 2 3-pointers this entire first quarter. Mia Long with a steal. Mia Long tipped away the Troutman pass. Ahead to Miller. Back to Long to the hole. Shot, no. Scramble for the basketball on the floor, and a jump ball will be the call. And we've reached a media timeout. We had to break. 4:46 left to play in the opening quarter. It's Tusculum 6, Wingate 5. This is the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
What did we decide on the Flyers again?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I think we're going to swap over to over 75 years of savings and service.
Well, we're just going to swap over.
Yep. Pump the brakes on this, swap it over to that.
Pump the brakes and swap over.
That's right.
What, instead of all this I've already...
Yeah.
What are we going to do with these?
Keep it in your desk, save it for next time.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
So much of life these days.
Pioneers by 1 as they'll inbound on the baseline with a fresh 30-second clock as the Pioneers retain possession on the alternate arrow as Maddie Sutton tied up the basketball as we headed to the media timeout. Tusculum just 2 of 10 from the floor. They shot 22% this past Saturday in Wingate, North Carolina. They're at 20% right now. But Maddie Sutton with the 3 coming out of the timeout. Sutton knocks down the 3. All 9 points for the Pioneers have come from outside the arc. Tusculum is now 3 for 5 from 3, and they lead by 4, 9-5, 4:20 left to play in the opening quarter. Hannah Clark with the basketball, had it tipped away from behind by Mia Long, but regains possession. Troutman with it at the top of the circle, 8 seconds to shoot. Miller comes out to defend, picked up by Sutton. Jumper from the free throw line is off the mark, and the rebound's pulled down by Maddie Sutton. Mia Long looks to run. Nobody stopped basketball. Mia Long finally gets cut off right at the goal, kicks it out to Miller. Dribbles in, pull up, baseline jumper's no good. Rebound Casey Johnson, back outside Sutton, extra pass to Miller. Head fake from 3, dump in Long, puts it up, no. Rebound pulled down by the Wingate Bulldogs. Head coach Devin Carter wanted a foul, didn't get it. Hannah Clark with the basketball at the top, with the Pioneers leading by 4. Clark picks up her dribble, goes back to the top, and Coleman. Lob pass inside to Jeter. Turns and faces Sutton. Miller tried to poke it away from behind. Now Jeter needs help. And then had it stripped away by Casey Johnson from behind. And then a charging foul is going to be called on Destiny Coleman. Well, Jeter just showed some frustration there. She needed somebody to pass it to. Nobody was getting open. She kind of just stopped, and when she did, Casey Johnson tried to tie her up from behind, and nothing good happened after that, and the Pioneers wind up with the basketball off the turnover. 9-5, Pioneers with the lead and the basketball. 3:10 left to play in the opening quarter. Miller with it on the left wing. Gets a screen from Johnson. Leaves it for Johnson. Back to Miller. Thought about the three, now dribbles in. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line is back iron no good, and the Pioneers cannot buy one from inside the arc. All their points have still come from outside the arc. They have 9. They lead 9-5. Me along with the steal, and then she'll be bumped from behind by the person she stole the basketball from, and that is Hannah Clark. Hannah Clark picks up her first. It's the 4th team foul called on Wingate. And into the game for the Bulldogs returns Brianna Troutman. And into the game comes the 5'5 freshman from Mills River, North Carolina, Jaya Wilson. Mills River is basically Asheville, if you're not familiar with that area. Pretty sure that Asheville Airport is in Mills River. Johnson for 3, side iron no. Rebound Sutton, put it back up no. Rebound Miller, she puts it up and draws the foul. And Aaliyah Miller will be to the free throw line to shoot a pair. The foul called on Talia Jeter. That'll be her second. It's the team's 5th, so the Pioneers will shoot 2. The remaining 2:33 of this first quarter. Pioneers lead by 4 at 9-5. As Miller goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Miller, free throw, is good. Miller makes good on the first. She'll have the second. And it's the first points for the Pioneers that did not come from a three-point shot. They've still not made a two-pointer from the floor. They lead 11-5 as Miller gets her first 2 points of the basketball game. Pioneers in full court pressure, and a ticky-tack reach-in foul is going to be called on Jayla Arnwine in backcourt. That's what you call an anticipation foul call. It'll be Arnwine's first, the team's 3rd. And Wingate will have the basketball. Wilson with it near the timeline. Long went for the steal, didn't get it. Now Wilson dribbles on the right wing. This time Long went for the steal, and she got it. Mia Long with the steal. She leads the conference in steals. She's got 3 in this one. Arnwine open for 3 from the corner. It's good. Jayla Arnwine knocks down the 3, and Ann Hancock wants timeout. 30-second timeout. And the Pioneers lead with 2:06 left to play in the opening quarter. It's Tusculum 14, Wingate 5.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
The Pioneers have yet to make a shot from the floor for 2. But they're 4 for 4, or they have 4 3-pointers in this game, and Miller is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Pioneers lead by 9, 14-5. 2 minutes left to play in this opening quarter. Into the front court comes Troutman of Wingate, dribbles it all the way underneath the bucket, and then has it tipped and taken away by Jayla Arnwine. Trouble for the Pioneers in backcourt. Mia Long is trapped in backcourt, and then a reach-in foul is going to be called on the Wingate Bulldogs, and frankly the Pioneers may have been bailed out there. Daphne Saylor picks up the foul. That's her first, and the Pioneers Mia Long will walk to the other end and shoot a pair as the Pioneers are in the bonus. But what started out as a good steal from Jayla Arnwine turned into trouble in backcourt. Mia Long was trapped, and then they get bowed out with the foul. If Wingate would have just stood their ground, they probably would have had a 10-second call on. The first free throw from Mia Long is no good. Mia Long on the year averaging 14.3 points per game. She's a 64.4% free throw shooter, and she missed both of these. So the Pioneers still lead by 9. As Wingate goes for the home run ball with Hannah Clark, and she's got it and lays it up and in. Hannah Clark with the layup at the other end trims the Tusculum lead to 7. Casey Johnson for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound battle for underneath. Out of bounds, and they're going to say it was off of Tusculum. There were 2 Wingate Bulldogs there converging on Maddie Sutton, and they're going to say it was last touch by Tusculum. Troutman leaves underneath. Easy layup is up and in. Last 2 trips up the floor, the Wingate Bulldogs have figured out a way to break the Tusculum press and turn it into easy points. That'll get Maya Belton up off the bench and into the game with the next dead ball. Sutton for 3. She's got another one. 3-point basket, Maddie Sutton. Maddie Sutton has the 3. Tusculum has 5 threes, and they lead 17-9. It stops what was a 4-0 Wingate run. 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Oh, wow. Troutman splits 2 defenders and gets an easy layup. That was just not good defense by the Pioneers. Mia Long at the other end. Short-armed it, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Bulldogs. Hannah Clark back the other way. Clark picks up her dribble, has it stolen away by Mia Long. Long will slow things down, let her teammates get back into front court, and the Pioneers with it with a 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Mia Long to Casey Johnson, right wing. The Pioneers have yet to score on a 2-point bucket. They have 5 threes in the quarter and 2 free throws. Johnson to Miller. Dribbles in, kick out. Long will fire for 3. This one rolls off. No. Casey Johnson, putback is good. Casey Johnson with the rebound putback. And the Pioneers lead by 8 at 19-11. And the first quarter comes to an end. We played one. Your score, Tusculum 19, Wingate 11. This is the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneers Sports Network. Well, the story of the first quarter, the Pioneers 6 of 22 from the floor, just 27.3%. Wingate shoots 71%, but the Pioneers lead by 8 because the Pioneers outshot Wingate 22-7 because of 10 first quarter turnovers against the Wingate Bulldogs, and they start the second quarter with another turnover, a 3-second violation in the lane. So 11 turnovers now on the Wingate Bulldogs. The Pioneers with 10 points off of those turnovers with a chance to add 2 more. Jazz Williams into the game for the Pioneers along with Maya Belton and Click. Click with the basketball on the right wing. Wingate bench wanted to travel, didn't get it. Also into the game was Marta Rodriguez. She has the basketball on the left wing. She's firing for 3. That one is an air ball and out of bounds. Ann Hancock with a freshman-laden roster. And sometimes when you're coaching a lot of freshmen, frustration will prevail. She was very animated just a moment ago on her sideline. And it's a young, very talented Wingate Bulldog team. But sometimes when you coach freshmen, you sometimes want to bang your head against the wall. Wingate with the basketball. With it at the top, Daphne Saylor. Entry pass down low. Turn shot no good from Hurley, the 6'2 sophomore. And the Pioneers come away with the rebound. Mia Long into the front court. Through the lane. Picks up the dribble. Belton travels with it. No call. Jazz Williams has the basketball stripped from her possession. And then tips away from behind out of bounds. Head coach Devin Carter wanted a foul on the Jazz Williams strip because there was a lot of arm in the hands of Daphne Saylor when she took the basketball away, but to no avail, and Wingate will have the basketball with 28 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound pass to Troutman, and she travels with it, and another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs. It's their 12th of the game, and the Pioneers with the basketball leading by 8. 8:40 left to play in the second quarter. Rodriguez with the basketball, puts it on the floor with the left hand, now reverses and goes right. Long dribbles into the corner, hands it off to Belton. She'll fire for three, back iron no. Rebound pulled down by Daphne Saylor of Wingate. Ahead to Hannah Clark. Clark guarded by Long on the right wing, picked up by Rodriguez on the switch. Left wing to Troutman. Skip pass off on the right wing. This will be Willis. Entry pass down low is stripped and taken away by Mia Long. She's got another steal. Into the front court, Long to the hole. Count it and one. Well, Mia Long got a technical the last game against Wingate because she said and one. That time, I don't know if she said it, but I'll say it for her. And one. Mia Long will be at the line to try to complete the three-point play. The Pioneers lead by double digits at 21-11. And the starters back into the game for Tusculum as Rodriguez, Williams, and Click come out. Maya Belton remains on the floor for Tusculum. Mia Long already with 5 steals in this basketball game, and she's at the line trying to complete the three-point play. She can't. Sutton pulls down the rebound, and then a foul is going to be called on the floor on the Wingate Bulldogs, and the Pioneers will retain possession. Long now with 5 points. She's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Back into the game for Wingate comes Eileen Hurley. She just checked out for about 10 seconds. As Destiny Coleman will sit back down. 3 freshmen in the starting lineup for head coach Ann Hancock and the Wingate Bulldogs. Sutton, right wing, is too tall for Arnwine and out of bounds and into the Wingate bench. So the Pioneers turn it over, give it back to Wingate with 8:03 left to play second quarter. 21-11, the Pioneers with a 10-point lead. With the basketball in backcourt, Wilson spins on Arnwine at the timeline, and a foul going to be called on the Pioneers at the timeline going against Jayla Arnwine. That'll be her second. It's the team's first of the second quarter. And back into the game for Tusculum will be Aaliyah Miller as Arnwine comes out. As Arnwine picks up her second personal. Daphne Saylor will inbound side front court for the Wingate Bulldogs. Saylor to get it in. Throws it into backcourt to Hannah Clark, who's picked up by Mia Long. Now to Wilson on the right wing. Back to Clark, to Wilson on the right. Clark, head fake, spin move, crossover dribble. Had it tipped away from behind and out of bounds off of the Bulldogs and back over to the Pioneers. So the turnover trouble continues for the Wingate Bulldogs, and the Pioneers bring it to the front court with a 10-point advantage. 7:35 left to play, second quarter. Sutton, Belton right wing, dribble in, pull up jumper, in, out, no. Rebound pulled down by Wingate's Hurley. Hannah Clark picked up on the right wing. Wilson on the left wing. Pioneers sit back in a zone. Wilson looking inside, trying to go inside for Hurley, but Casey Johnson all over her. Now Troughton picks up the dribble. Belton traps her underneath the Saylor. Turn, shoot, shot, no. Rebound pulled down by Casey Johnson of the Pioneers. Mia Long races it into the front court. Belton to Miller on the left wing. Back to the top, and Casey Johnson dribbles in. Picked up by 2 at the free throw line. Miller left open for 3. Shot short, no. Rebound pulled down by Mia Long. Back outside Belton. She'll fire for 3. That one's off the mark, and the rebound's pulled down by Hurley of Wingate. Shooting woes continue for the Pioneers. But despite all that, they lead by 10. And another turnover going to be called on the Bulldogs. Belton with the steal. Long into the front court. Miller, head fake, baseline jumper on its way. Rolls off, no. Rebound, Belton. Spins, shoot, shot, blocked and taken away by Troutman. Troutman into the front court. Dribbles all the way through the lane. Nobody picked her up. She blew a wide open layup, and the rebound's out of bounds off of Tusculum. The Pioneers did not control it. They lose it out of bounds, and Wingate will retain possession and inbound on the baseline with 10 seconds on the shot clock. It went through the hands of Maddie Sutton and Casey Johnson. Clark to get it in for Wingate. Inbounds pass is tipped away by Maddie Sutton. Right into Dr. Dan Donaldson's lap. And it will stay with the Wingate Bulldogs. (21-11) the score. Pioneers with the lead, as returning into the game is Willis, the 5'7" sophomore, as out goes Troutman. Hannah Clark with the basketball. Splits two, and then a travel. She split two, wanted to pass it, second guessed herself, and when she took that extra step, she turned it over. Another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs. But what worries me is the Pioneers have not fully taken advantage of all these turnovers that Wingate has given them. The Pioneers should have a much larger lead than 10 at this point, but the Pioneers can't buy one from two-point territory. They have one in this game. And it was a rebound put back from Casey Johnson. Belton, jumper, good. Well, they now have two. Maya Belton with the jumper, and the Pioneers lead by 12. 23-11, Pioneers with the lead. 5:35 left to play in the second quarter. Left wing, Blakely, underneath, tipped out of bounds. From my vantage point, it very much looked like Daphne Saylor was the last one to touch it, but they'll say it was last touched by the Pioneers. And Wingate will retain possession with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Hannah Clark to get it in. Lob pass underneath, tipped away from behind. Right into the awaiting arms of Willis, who lays it up and in. Willis with the bucket. The lead is once again 10 for the Pioneers at 23-13. 5:10 left to play second quarter. Casey Johnson with the basketball left wing for the Pioneers. Gives it off to Maya Belton. Sutton at the top, looking inside for Johnson. It's not there. Long to Johnson at the free throw line. Right wing to Miller. Miller dribbles in with 8 seconds. Sutton with 5 seconds. In the corner, Mia Long, head fake. And a traveling violation going to be called on Long of the Pioneers, and we've reached the media timeout. 4:49 left to play second quarter. It's Tusculum 23, Wingate 13. This is the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Turned it over 16 times. To nearly turn it over again in backcourt, but safely into the front court. Willis through the lane. Underneath is Saylor. Her layup is off the bottom of the backboard, and the Pioneers come away with the basketball. Long ahead to Casey Johnson. Johnson turns, shoots, shot off the glass is up and in. Casey Johnson puts it up and in. The Pioneers equal their largest lead of this game at 12 points, 25-13, and another turnover on Wingate in front court, their 17th of the game. Pioneers with 14 points off of Wingate turnovers. Johnson, shot, short, no. Got her own rebound, lost it, saved by Wingate into the hands of Hurley. So the Bulldogs come up with the basketball. 3:55 left to play in the second quarter. Hannah Clark, left wing to Blakely. Free throw line jumper on its way from Saylor. Rolls off, no. Rebound pulled down by Maddie Sutton. As Sutton pulls down the rebound, her 6th of this first half to go along with her 6 points. Despite the shooting woes, the Pioneers are 5 of 14 from 3, but 8 of 32 from the floor. Miller on the right wing with 8 seconds to shoot. Free throw line jumper is on its way and in. Nobody picked up Miller off the screen. She knocks down the easy jumper, and the Pioneers have their largest lead of the game, 27-13. And another turnover in front court on the Bulldogs. Sutton with the steal. Ahead to Miller, to the hole, count it and one. Miller with the bucket, and she'll be at the line trying to complete the three-point play. The foul called on Taylor Blakely. That'll be her first. It's the team's second. Check that, team third. And Miller will be at the line trying to complete the three-point play. She has 4 points now in the game. Marta Rodriguez into the game for the Pioneers as Mia Long will get her first breather of the game with 3:07 to play second quarter. Miller at the line trying to give the Pioneers 30 points and a 17-point lead. Miller, free throw, good. Miller completes the three-point play, and the Pioneers lead 30-13 with 3 minutes left to play second quarter. Double team trap got there late. Saylor underneath, drives on Sutton. Her pass blocked away and then stolen away by Rodriguez. 19 turnovers now, and Rodriguez is fouled from behind by the Wingate Bulldogs. The foul on Willis, that'll be her second. It's the team's fourth, and the Pioneers will inbound side front court with 28 seconds on the shot clock, 2:53 to play in the quarter. If the Pioneers could just start knocking down some shots, they could begin to pull away. Marta Rodriguez with the basketball on the right wing. Now to Miller on the left wing. Back outside Rodriguez. She'll set up and fire for three. In, out, no. Rebound pulled down by Blakely of Wingate. Blakely into the front court. Picked up by Rodriguez, and she throws it away. Another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs. It has been an avalanche of turnovers here in this first half for the Wingate Bulldogs. 2:25 left to play in the second quarter. Miller comes out and gets the basketball on the right wing. Nearly lost her footing. Keeps her footing. Gives it off to Belton. She'll fire for three. In, out, no. Marta Rodriguez with the rebound for the Pioneers, and Tusculum resets with a second chance opportunity. Rodriguez with the basketball on the left wing. Rodriguez had a wide open three if she wanted it. Now she'll set up and take it. Rolls off, no. Rebound Sutton, but a foul going to be called underneath on the Pioneers. Maya Belton. That'll be her first. It's the team's second. And Wingate will inbound in backcourt, trailing by 17 points. Inbounds to Willis. Wingate still in backcourt. Wilson throws it away. Another turnover by the Wingate Bulldogs. Miller into the front court. Spin move on the right wing. Now we'll set it up at the top of the circle. And the Pioneer half-court offense. 1:40 left to play second quarter. Pioneers by 17. Marta Rodriguez gets the basketball, gets the new play from head coach Devin Carter, and nearly traveled with it. The right wing, Casey Johnson, to the top and Sutton. Sutton with 8 seconds to shoot, hands it off to Miller. Miller with 5. Inside, Casey Johnson turns with 3 and draws the foul, and Casey Johnson will be to the free throw line to shoot a pair. The foul called on Taylor Blakely. That'll be her second. Into the game for the Bulldogs, Jackson Douglas, yet another freshman. This one a 6-foot freshman from Savannah, Georgia. Never been there. Heard it's nice. Casey Johnson at the free throw line. Back iron, no good. Casey Johnson at the line. She'll have a second and can push her team's lead to 18. And she does. Johnson has 3. Pioneers lead by 18. A minute 20 left to play in the second quarter. The Wingate Bulldogs into the front court. Something that has been difficult at times for them in this game, just getting it in the front court. Wilson to the top of the circle and Troutman puts it on the floor on Rodriguez. Right wing to Douglas. Douglas travels with it. Another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs. And Ann Hancock, I look down the other end, and she has her face in her hands. She can do nothing but sit and just reminisce about better days. But to be frank, it pretty much shows you how good of a basketball coach Ann Hancock is to have this many freshmen on her team and still have 10 conference wins. A lesser coach would not have done that this season. This one's far from over. 31-13, and one from Mara Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the hoop and the harm. She'll be at the line trying to complete the three-point play as the foul called on Eileen Hurley. That'll be her first. It's the team's 5th. And Rodriguez at the line trying to push Tusculum's lead to 21. Free throw, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wingate and Troutman. 33-13, the Pioneers with the lead. 35 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Entry pass down low to Hurley, turns on Sutton, shot no. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Aaliyah Miller, but then ripped away by Troutman. Troutman goes up with it and puts it up and in. Troutman just ripped the basketball away from Miller and put it up and in. 33-15, the Pioneers can hold for the last shot of the half if they so choose. Coming up at halftime, it'll be a chat with Pioneer men's head coach J.T. Burton as the Pioneer men play next, as the men will host a first-round game in this conference tournament as well. Miller with 3 seconds. Belton with 1. Will fire for 3 from the corner. No, but a foul. And Maya Belton will shoot 3 free throws with zeros on the clock before we go to halftime. The foul called on Wilson. That'll be her first. And Belton will be at the line shooting 3. They will probably put some time on the clock. They'll put .3 on the clock. The Pioneers lead 33-15, and Belton will be at the line shooting 3. Belton, free throw, back iron, no good. Maya Belton back to the line to shoot her second. Belton, free throw, good. She'll have a third. And the third could give the Pioneers a 20-point lead once again, which is the margin the Pioneers won the first game of the year against the Wingate Bulldogs. And the second free throw is up and in with .3. Really all Wingate can do is inbound it. They do. And the first half comes to an end. A first half riddled by Wingate turnovers and Pioneers shooting lows. But the Pioneers head to the halftime locker room with a 20-point advantage. Your halftime score, Tusculum 35, Wingate 15. This is the Pilot Flying J Athletic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Cinderella story. I mean, you're on the edge of your see.
Tell me about it.
It's like, is the glass slipper going to fit, or isn't it? And the evil stepsisters almost chase the prince off. It's riveting. And then the carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. And have you ever tried to drive a pumpkin? Very unwieldy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Go to geico.com and see how much you could save.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingles has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, funny running into you.
Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
What did we decide on the Flyers again?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I think we're going to swap over to over 75 years of savings and service.
Well, we're just going to swap over.
Yep. Pump the brakes on this, swap it over to that.
Pump the brakes and swap over.
That's right.
What, instead of all this I've already...
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to do with these?
Keep it in your desk, save it for next time.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who helped you get there. At Ingles, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here, and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced, and also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division 2. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division 2, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division 2, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors? Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
let's get you to that wedding.
A curveball is that much more satisfying.
I got the flowers!
When you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County, you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Hi, my name is Nicole McMillan, and I played soccer here, and I currently run cross country and track and field. And why I chose Tusculum is definitely because of the coaching staff, but also the faculty in general. Everyone just makes you feel like a family. You walk around campus, you see familiar faces, and it's like a home away from home.
Cinderella story we have here. And who doesn't love a Cinderella story? Absolutely. I mean, you're on the edge of your seat. Tell me about it. It's like, is the glass slipper going to fit, or isn't it? And the evil stepsisters almost chase the prince off. It's riveting. And then the carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. And have you ever tried to drive a pumpkin? Very unwieldy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Go to geico.com and see how much you could save.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 20.
Pioneer basketball to start this second half as Mia Long has it in the lane. Gets trapped there. Johnson with it at the top of the circle. Johnson kicks it back to the top. And Dixon, pull-up jumper on its way from Dixon is good. So the Pioneers extend their lead to start this second half as the Pioneers get the first 2 points of the second half and now lead it 37-15. As Dixon gets the bucket and gets her first 2 points of the basketball game. Wingate, who had 22 first-half turnovers, have the basketball in front court. Shot off the glass, no good underneath from Talia Jeter, and the Pioneers come away with the rebound. Mia Long into the front court. Long hands it off to Casey Johnson. Stutter step, dribbles in the lane. Double team trap comes, leaves it for Mia Long, who will lay it off the glass and in. So the Pioneers start the second half on a 4-0 run. Mia Long gets the bucket. She now has 7, and the Pioneers lead by 24. Hannah Clark with the basketball at the timeline, picked up by Mia Long, dribbles over on the left wing, now dribbles all the way back up to the top of the circle. Nobody's touched the basketball except for Hannah Clark, but she's kept her dribble the entire time, has it tipped away from behind and out of bounds, and Wingate will inbound on the baseline with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Brianna Troutman to get it in for the Bulldogs. As Dixon guards the basketball, lob pass to in front to Jeter, turn, shoot, shot, no. Troutman rebound putback is up and in. Troutman with the rebound putback cuts the Tusculum margin to 22. Long hands it off to Johnson, picks up the dribble at the free throw line and goes left wing to Maddie Sutton. Sutton jumper good. Well, after shooting woes in the first half, the Pioneers can't miss to start the second half. And the Pioneers steal the inbounds pass. 41-17 the score. Pioneers with the lead and another steal. Sutton thought about the three. Left wing Arnwine works around Mia Long all the way to the hole. Scoops it off the glass and in. Jayla Arnwine with the bucket. Pioneers lead by 26 points. 7:30 left to play in the third quarter. Hannah Clark behind the back dribble on Mia Long. Goes left wing to Troutman. Will drive on Dixon. Lost the handle. Gets it back up and lays it up and in. Wasn't very good defense. The Wingate Bulldogs have found themselves with some wide open layups at times in this basketball game. There was another one. 43-19 the score. 7:05 left to play in the third quarter. Sutton for three. That one's off the mark, and the rebound going to be pulled down by the Wingate Bulldogs. And a reach-in foul going to be called on Maddie Sutton. It's her first, team first, and Wingate will inbound against full court pressure from Tusculum. Hannah Clark gets the inbound, goes to work on Mia Long. Arnwine tipped away from Clark, off of Clark's foot, but right into the hands of Willis, and Wingate regains possession. Tipped out of bounds off of Mia Long, and Wingate will inbound on the baseline with 13 seconds on the shot clock. The basketball has been a hot potato at times for the Wingate Bulldogs in this game. Inbounds pass to Coleman. Entry pass, shot, no, but a foul. And Jeter will be to the free throw line to shoot a pair as Maddie Sutton picks up 2 quick fouls. That's her second, team second of this third quarter. And Jeter at the line, shooting a pair. 2 points in the game so far for Jeter. And she makes good on the first free throw. So Jeter will have a second. And it's also good. 43-21 now the score as the Pioneers lead by 22 points. 6:35 left to play third quarter. Mia Long hands it off to Dixon, weaves her way between defenders and goes to Maddie Sutton. To Mia Long for three. She's got it. 3-point basket. Mia Long. Long now has 10, and the Pioneers lead by 25. 46-21. Pioneers struggled from the floor in the first half. They have been red hot to start this second half. Almost 4 minutes in. Three-pointer on its way from the corner is good. Willis with the three from the corner for the Wingate Bulldogs. Pulls the Bulldogs back to within 22 at 46-24. Mia Long directing traffic at the top of the circle for Tusculum. Left wing to Dixon. Gets a screen from Sutton. Gets trapped on the baseline and throws it away. Jeter comes up with the steal for the Bulldogs. Hannah Clark through the lane. Pass Mia Long. Shot, no. Rebound pulled down by Sutton. Hands it off to Long. Home run pass to Jayla Arnwine, who's all by herself, and puts it up and in. Good long pass from Mia Long to Jayla Arnwine, and Arnwine had a layup that I could have even made. 48-24 the score. Pioneers with the lead. Driving through the lane is Troutman to the hole. Count it and one. Foul called on the Pioneers. Dixon, that's her third. Miller back into the game for the Pioneers as Dixon comes out, as she'll have to sit with 3 personal fouls. It's the 3rd team foul on Tusculum. And Troutman at the line trying to complete the 3-point play. She has 11 points now in the game for the Bulldogs. And the free throw is up and in. 48-27 now the score. Long dribbles, hands it off to Arnwine left wing. To the top, and Miller, pull-up jumper on its way from the elbow was good. Tusculum now shooting over 40% in this game. They were shooting 22% midway through the second quarter. 50-27 the score. Troutman trapped in the corner, gets rid of it to Coleman. Nice pass underneath Willis. Turn, shoot, shot, no. Rebound pulled down by Maddie Sutton. Ahead to Mia Long. Long looks to run, doesn't have the numbers, leaves it for Sutton. She'll dribble in the lane, kicks it for a wide-open Jayla Arnwine for 3. Three-point basket, Jayla Arnwine. And the Pioneers continue their hot shooting here in this third quarter, and they lead by 26. Arnwine now with 13 points in the game for Tusculum. She leads all scorers. Troutman with the basketball, and a traveling violation will take us to immediate timeout. 4:23 left to play third quarter. It's Tusculum 53, Wingate 27. This is the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here, and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced, and also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Champions know how to
We
seize
talked a lot about how much the Pioneers struggled from the floor in the first half. Well, they've come out red hot in this third quarter. They're 8 of 9 from the floor in this third quarter so far, and 2 of 3 from 3. Now shooting 42.6% for the game. They lead by 26 points. Being led in scoring by Jayla Arnwine's 13 points. Mia Long to Casey Johnson from the top, and that one's good. 3-point basket, Casey Johnson, and the Pioneers lead by 29. And for Johnson, that is her 8th point of the game to go along with 5 rebounds. 3:55 left to play third quarter. Here to the front court, Wingate lobs it to Coleman. Now Clark at the top. Right wing feed goes to Jackson Douglas. Here to the deep right corner, Saylor. Picked up by Miller. Looking inside, now going inside to Jeter, who will turn and face Maddie Sutton. Extra pass into the corner, Douglas. She'll fire for 3. That one's off the mark. Maddie Sutton has yet another rebound mark, and Jeter comes away with the basketball. Only the second miss from the floor in this second half for the Pioneers. Hannah Clark with the basketball on the left wing to Jeter at the top. Puts the ball on the floor with the right hand. Now goes near to the deep left corner and Daphne Saylor. Saylor, right wing Clark. Left wing Douglas. Thought about the 3, but Arnwine got there quickly. Right wing back to Clark. Johnson comes out to defend. Now just 3 to shoot for Clark. Double team trap comes. She'll force one. Rolls off no. And Maddie Sutton pulls down the rebound. Her 10th of this game. So Maddie Sutton 2 points away from a double-double in this basketball game for the junior from Wallen, Tennessee. Casey Johnson with the basketball on the right wing. Now to Mia Long. Sutton underneath. Back to Long. To the hole. Lays it off the glass and in. Mia Long lays it up and in. She has 12. And the Pioneers lead by 31, 58-27. 24 turnovers now in the game for the Wingate Bulldogs as they bring it to the front court. Douglas in the corner. Maddie Sutton comes out to defend. Now to the top of the circle and Hannah Clark. With 12 seconds to shoot as Jackson Douglas has it on the left wing. Entry pass down low. Nice feed. From in front, Coleman gets the bucket. Coleman gets her 4th point of the game. Trims the Tusculum lead to a 58-29 margin. Long to the hole, no but a foul. And Mia Long will be to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Already with 12 points in the game for Mia Long. She's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. As the foul called on Hannah Clark, her 2nd. Back into the game comes Taylor Blakely along with Brianna Troutman for the Wingate Bulldogs. Maya Belton into the game for Jayla Arnwine for Tusculum. And to the free throw line shooting a pair will be Mia Long. Mia Long free throw is good. So Long makes her first free throw of the game. She now has 13 points. Jazz Williams up off the bench, set to check back into the game for the Pioneers. As Mia Long's 2nd free throw is side iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jeter of Wingate. 59-29 the score. Tusculum with the lead. Wingate with the basketball. 1:30 left to play, 3rd quarter. Jeter at the free throw line. Kick out to Blakely. Left wing to Hannah Clark. Free throw line, Troutman splits 2. Floater from in front is good. Troutman split 2 Pioneer defenders and got the floater to go. 59-31 now the score. Casey Johnson with the basketball. 1:05 to play in the quarter. Miller, right wing, wide open 3 on its way. Rolls off, no. Rebound pulled down by Jeter underneath for the Wingate Bulldogs. Inside of a minute to play here in this 3rd quarter. Nice pass underneath, counted 1. Daphne Saylor gets the bucket underneath. The foul called on Maddie Sutton, that's her 3rd. Jazz Williams checks in. Maddie Sutton comes out. And Daphne Saylor at the free throw line trying to complete the 3-point play. Side iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Casey Johnson. Long, Belton. She was fouled. Oh, my word. Maya Belton almost had her wrist taken off, and there's no foul call. Pioneers get the rebound. Casey Johnson for 3, and she knocks it down. Casey Johnson knocks down the 3. 62-33 the score, and Miller will commit the foul on the inbound. The foul on Miller, her 1st. It's the 4th Pioneer team foul of this 3rd quarter. Oh, they're going to say it's the 5th. I've missed one. So it's the 5th team foul on the Pioneers. So we will walk to the other end, and Hannah Clark will shoot 2 free throws in the game. Clark with 4 points. It's her first trip to the free throw line in the game. And the free throw is as you can tell. 2nd free throw, no good. 62-33 the score. So Clark misses both. Pioneers with the basketball can hold for the last shot of this 3rd quarter. 10 seconds to play. Maya Belton had it tipped away from her and out of bounds. Pioneers will retain possession with 6.6 on the clock. 62-33 the score. Jazz Williams to get it in for the Pioneers. 6.6 seconds to shoot for Tusculum. Williams to get it in. Gets it in. Well, does not get it in. Trying to get it into Mia Long. Tipped away from behind by Wilson. Now 5.8 to shoot for the Pioneers, as Jazz Williams will inbound right in front of her own bench. Gets it into Mia Long. Long with 4 seconds. Casey Johnson with a head fake and a foul, but the foul's going to be on the floor. So the Pioneers will have to inbound with 2.3. As the foul on Eileen Hurley, her 2nd. It's only the team 2nd on Wingate of the 3rd quarter, so the Pioneers will inbound with 2.3. Williams to get it in. Williams gets it into Miller. To Long for three. It's no good. And the third quarter comes to an end. We played three with your score. Tusculum 62, Wingate 33. This is the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
What did we decide on the Flyers again?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I think we're going to swap over to over 75 years of savings and service.
Well, we're just going to swap over.
Yep. Pump the brakes on this, swap it over to that.
Pump the brakes and swap over.
That's right.
What, instead of all this I've already...
Yeah.
What are we going to do with these?
Keep it in your desk, save it for next time.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
Pioneers lead by 29 as we get set to start the fourth quarter, as Tusculum, after shooting 27.3% in the first quarter of this game, the Pioneers shoot 68.8% in that third quarter, as the Pioneers at the start of the third quarter could not miss. And the Pioneers lead by 29 as we start the fourth quarter. Wingate with the basketball, as starting to look for other scores in the South Atlantic Conference. Maya Belton pulls down the rebound off the miss for the Pioneers. Mia Long with Casey Johnson, left wing to Maya Belton. Belton nearly lost it, got it back into the hands of Mia Long. 10 seconds to shoot. Mia Long will drive, leaves it for Maya Belton in the deep left corner. She'll fire for three, and she knocks it down from there. Mia Long will probably wind up with the assist. I'm not so sure that wasn't just a loose ball, but Maya Belton knocks down the three nonetheless, and the Pioneers have their largest lead of the game, 65-33 now the score. Belton now with 7 points in the game for the Pioneers, and another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs, their 25th of the game. 9:04 left to play in this game. And the Pioneers will inbound in backcourt. Mia Long with the basketball in backcourt for Tusculum. Brings it across the timeline with 9 minutes left to play in the game. Jazz Williams looking inside for Casey Johnson, but a kicking violation is going to be called. And right now, Tusculum, the only game I can give you a score on, as the Pioneers started early, because the Pioneers are one of the few teams in the conference that both the men and the women hosting a first-round game. Mia Long in the lane for the Pioneers. Miller from the corner will fire for three, and she knocks it down. Pioneers get the three from Miller in the corner, and the Pioneers starting to pull away. They lead by 35, 8:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Jeter with the basketball. Troutman will fire for three. That one's off the mark. Rebound Coleman. Put back no, but a foul going to be called on Tusculum, as the foul going against the Pioneers on Maya Belton. That'll be her second, team first. And Destiny Coleman will be to the line to shoot a pair. 4 points in the game for Coleman. 2 for 5 from the floor. It's her first trip to the free throw line in the game. Coleman, first free throw is up and good. Mia Long comes in backcourt to have a chat with head coach Devin Carter during the Coleman free throws, which is no good on the second attempt, and Casey Johnson comes down with the rebound. Long with the basketball across the timeline with 8 minutes exactly left to play in this game. Casey Johnson with the basketball, dribbles in, dribbles baseline, keeps her dribble, kicks it outside to Jazz Williams, down to the top in Belton. Casey Johnson with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Left wing to Miller. Back to Mia Long, through the lane, to the hole. Shot, no. Got knocked to the floor, no call. And the rebound's pulled down by the Wingate Bulldogs. 68-34 as the Pioneers bring it, or as Wingate brings it into the front court. Coleman, jumper, no. Rebound Belton. Pioneers look to run. Mia Long into the front court quickly. Underneath Williams, layup good. Mia Long with the assist. Jazz Williams with the bucket. Gets her first 2 points of the basketball game. And the Pioneers lead 70-34. The score the Pioneers would be keeping an eye on is the Carson Newman-Lenore Rhine game, as that the winner of that game is who the Pioneers would play next. But it does not tip off until 7 o'clock. Wingate with the ball. And another turnover on the Wingate Bulldogs. Willis lost it into the hands of Jazz Williams. 26th turnover of the game on the Wingate Bulldogs. The Pioneers now with 28 points off of those Wingate turnovers. 70-34 the score. Pioneers with the basketball. Miller with 10 seconds. Dribbles to the free throw line. Leaves it for Casey Johnson. She'll drive the lane. Scoop shot off the glass. No. Rebound pulled down by Jeter and throws it away. So Jeter throws it away out of bounds. Douglas back into the game for Wingate along with Daphne Saylor, as Troutman and Willis will go out. And Maya Belton will inbound side front court for the Pioneers. Mia Long gets the inbounds pass, and the Pioneers set up in their half-court offense. Mia Long with 13 points, equaling team high honors with Jayla Arnwine's 13 points for the Pioneers. And Tusculum turns it over. Miller threw into the hands of Coleman. Coleman drives on Johnson and lays it off the glass and in. So Destiny Coleman with the steal and the layup. And the Pioneer lead cut to 24. 70-36, 5:53 left to play fourth quarter. Mia Long with a quick first step. Shot blocked out of bounds by Jeter. And the Pioneers will inbound with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Mia Long to trigger the inbounds pass for Tusculum. Long lobs it into Jazz Williams, spins on Jeter, left-handed hook shot's good. Jazz Williams with the bucket from in front. She now has 4, and the Pioneers lead 72-36. Marta Rodriguez up off the bench, set to check in for the next dead ball. Hannah Clark, left wing to Jackson Douglas, back to the top and Clark. Right wing feed Destiny Coleman. 10 seconds to shoot for the Bulldogs. Saylor looking inside, nothing there. Hannah Clark on the right wing with 4 seconds. Clark gets a screen, picked up by Long. Shot clock expires, and Wingate doesn't get a shot off. Dixon and Rodriguez into the game for Tusculum as Mia Long and Leah Miller come out. Check that, it'll be Long and Casey Johnson coming out as Miller stays on the floor with 5:12 left to play in the fourth quarter. The turnover, the 28th of the game on the Bulldogs. Rodriguez dribbling left wing, gets bumped, goes right wing to Dixon. Dixon gets a screen from Jazz Williams, will take it all the way to the hole, tough to the hole. Shot no, but a foul, and we've reached immediate timeout. Dixon will shoot free throws when we come back. 4:56 left to play in the game. It's Tusculum 72, Wingate 36. This is Pioneer Women's Basketball and the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingles has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
What did we decide on the Flyers again?
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I think we're going to swap over to over 75 years of savings and service.
Well, we're just going to swap over?
Yep. Bump the
Playing the basketball game as Tusculum, with a commanding lead, has gotten Marta Rodriguez into the game. And you wonder if Mia Long and Casey Johnson will be back on the floor in this game. Long, who has 13 points in the game. And Dixon at the line shooting a pair. Back iron, no good. The Pioneers await the winner of Carson Newman and Lenore Ryan. That game did not tip off till 7 o'clock, so they're still a minute away from tip-off. So we will not know the Pioneers' next opponent when we go off the air. But if it were to be the higher-seeded Carson Newman Eagles, who's the 2 seed and hosting Lenore Ryan, a Carson Newman team that the Pioneers have swept this season. Pioneers winners of 2 against the Eagles this year. It would be very difficult to beat the Carson Newman Eagles 3 times in a season. But it's tournament time and anything can happen, especially on a neutral floor. Jumper from the baseline is no good, but she gets her own rebound, does Wilson. Second shot's no good. This time Marta Rodriguez comes away with the rebound for the Pioneers. 4:15 to play in the game. Pioneers, who are now shooting 44% from the floor. Miller kind of sitting in the corner just begging for the basketball. She gets it. She's wide open for 3, and she missed it. She waited for it so long. By the time she got it, she gets it back as Belton gets the rebound, and the Pioneers will reset. Head coach Devin Carter just content to run some clock with 3:50 left to play in this game. 10 seconds down the shot clock as Williams goes right wing to Dixon. Belton in the corner, back to the top, and Williams. Miller will fire another 3, and this time connects. Aaliyah Miller knocks down the 3, and the Pioneers lead 75-36 as Miller gets her 18th point of the game. Wingate with trouble in backcourt. Just 2 seconds to get it across the timeline, and they don't. But there's no whistle, and Douglas will fire for 3. It's short, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Jazz Williams. And head coach Devin Carter throws the brakes on Marta Rodriguez as they're again content to run a little bit of clock. 45-36 the score. 3:05 left to play in the fourth quarter. Maya Belton will line up for 3, and she knocks one down. Maya Belton knocks down the 3, and the Pioneers lead by 42. Destiny Coleman into the front court, and she will be fouled by Miller. As the foul on Miller will be her second. It's the team's second of this fourth quarter. And Destiny Coleman will inbound with 2:47 left to play in the game. With the basketball at the top of the circle will be Wilson. Marta Rodriguez comes out to defend, reached in, poked it away, but Wilson gets it back. Right wing to Coleman. Coleman looks inside. Now Douglas in the deep right corner, 5 seconds to shoot. Entry pass down low to the 6'2" Hurley. Turn, shoot, shot, no. Rebound Belton. Outlet feed to Marta Rodriguez, and she will walk it across the timeline with 2:20 left to play in the game. Marta Rodriguez with the basketball, dribbling on the left wing. Rodriguez drives, scoop shot off the glass, no, but a foul. And Rodriguez will be to the line to shoot a pair. The foul called on Wilson, her second. Click into the basketball game. As Miller comes out. Rodriguez at the line shooting 2. Free throw, short, no. She'll have a second. Rodriguez, who has 2 points in the basketball game, Has played 8 minutes. Rodriguez, free throw is up and in. Back into the game for Wingate comes Willis. As out of the game goes Destiny Coleman. As this Wingate Bulldog team, we talked about how freshman-laden they were. There is not a single senior that dressed out in this game today. Pioneers with the lead as they lead by 43 with 1:50 left to play in the game. With the basketball at the free throw line, Wilson spins, shoots, shot, good. Wilson gets the roll off the glass. 79-38 the score. Rodriguez gets a screen from Jazz Williams. Right wing to Dixon. Dixon dribbles through the lane, lost the handle, and it's taken away by Wingate's Willis. Douglas will get it and bring it to the front court. Jackson Douglas picks up her dribble, now goes to the top of the circle in Wilson. Back to Douglas, left wing. Here to the deep left corner in Willis. She'll fire for three. Shot, no. Rebound, Hurley. And then a foul going to be called on the floor. Called on the Pioneers on Marta Rodriguez. That is her first. It's the team's third. And Wingate will inbound with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:14 to play. And then a foul going to be called underneath on the Pioneers on Jazz Williams. That's her first. Team fourth. And Wingate will do it all over again. Inbound goes into the corner to Saylor. Now to Douglas. Entry pass down low. Hurley. Turn, shoot. Shot. Rolls. Good. Hurley gets the roll. 79-40 with 1 minute left to play in this game. Marta Rodriguez with the basketball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Rodriguez had it tipped away. Keeps her dribble. Gets by Click. Kicks it out to Belton. Extra pass Dixon. Back to Belton. She'll fire for three and knock down another one. 3-point basket. Maya Belton. She's got 13. And the Pioneers lead 82-40. Into the front court comes Wilson through the lane all the way to the hole. May have been a little bit of an NBA extra step. She missed it anyway, and Jazz Williams comes away with the rebound. Rodriguez with 25 seconds. The Pioneers do not have to shoot the basketball again. The Tusculum Pioneers, they're going to pick up their 22nd victory of the season. Head coach Devin Carter said the word of the day is malarkey. And when he used it in the pregame, he said it would be malarkey if we win this game and don't go to the NCAA tournament. The Pioneers and head coach Devin Carter picks up victory number 22 of the season as the Pioneers get the victory over the Wingate Bulldogs by the final score of 82-40. There's 0.3 on the clock as the shot clock expired. Wingate will inbound it, and this game is in the books. Tusculum moves on. And for the first time in a decade, they will play a basketball game in Greenville, South Carolina, as the Pioneers move on to the semifinals of the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament, and the Pioneers await the winner of Carson Newman and Lenore Ryan. Again, your final, Tusculum 82, Wingate 40. This is Pioneer Women's Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.